Good morning and happy Wednesday to the Ungovernables, the captain's crew, the LFA family, McGroin Nation, coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV. Welcome to Ungoverned. Happy to be here on a Wednesday morning. Craziness erupting just before we come on, so we're going to try and get you everything that we can as it unfolds. I know there's a press conference that's supposed to be happening in Dallas. I don't have a link to that yet. That's about the ICE shooting that took place in Dallas. I don't know what we're going to learn from it, but we're definitely going to talk about it. We definitely have to, because I believe this is part of just a growing trend, right? A growing trend in increasing violence because of rhetoric that is coming out of the radical left. I mean, just think, all right? Just think. For a decade, an entire decade, the radical left referred to Donald Trump as Hitler, as a Nazi, as a fascist, right? For an entire decade. For an entire decade. They referred, and what happened last year? Two people, one of whom was just found guilty of the charges that he was brought up on, the attempted assassination of a presidential candidate. Two people tried to kill Donald Trump last year. Two people. They referred to Elon Musk as a Nazi, right? Remember that? Elon Musk. He's a Nazi. He gave a Nazi salute at the inauguration. The whole 9 yards, right? Remember that? They referred to Elon Musk as a Nazi. I think I do have a link to this press conference, by the way, so we may be able to get to it. But they referred to, that's somebody doing coverage of it. I won't be able to use that. They referred to Elon Musk as a Nazi. Here we go. I've got it here. And Elon saw his dealerships, his Tesla dealerships. They saw his Tesla dealerships coming under fire and being firebombed last year. They referred to Charlie Kirk as a fascist. A fascist. And what happened? A radical left-wing nut job. A radical left-wing nut job assassinated Charlie Kirk in cold blood on a college campus last 2 weeks ago. They've referred to ICE as the Gestapo. The Gestapo. What has happened? Well, they have now instigated attacks against ICE officers. This is unacceptable. It has to stop. Now, I'm not calling for a crackdown on free speech because I know that is not healthy and that is not going to help anybody. That's not going to help anybody. But the fact of the matter is the vitriol, the venom, all of that is coming from the radical left. Period. End of story. Period. End of story. And it's got to stop. All right, before we get going with everything else, by the way, Jimmy Kimmel returned last night. I chose to watch the grass grow instead. It is Eli's birthday, producer Eli, so everybody wish him, I see it's happening already. Everybody wish producer Eli a happy birthday. Happy birthday to our Jedi friend.
Happy birthday to you.
There it is. Brendan going in with the old happy birthday. We are going to get to this press conference in just a second. It looks like on my feed anyway, they may be getting started in just a minute. So before they do get started, I want to get to a word from our friends over at OFP Farms. It's OFPFarms.com. It's sweater weather season. Sweater weather season, folks, over at OFP Farms. Take a look at everything they've got to offer. OFPFarms.com. Promo code SHAWN. It is their 11th birthday. 11th birthday here at OFP Farms. 25% off ends in 6 days on September 30th. That is the end of the promotion. So you've got 6 days left. They are thrilled to announce it's their birthday month. They are celebrating 11 wonderful years in business, and to date, they have successfully shipped over 16,000 packages, sharing their skin and pain relief magic across this beautiful country. As America's trusted source for soap, lotion, lip balm, pain relief, and all other amazing things, they have received countless enthusiastic reviews from people like you that attest to the excellence of their products. And to celebrate for a limited time, they're offering 25% off of your entire purchase throughout September as a heartfelt thank you for your support over the years. This is ending in 6 days. Do not wait. Jump on it now. Whether you're in search of gentle skincare options or thoughtful gifts, these products seamlessly blend expert craftsmanship with strong values to elevate your daily routine. Take this opportunity to pick up premium products that support health and resonate with ethical choices for your entire family. OFP Farms takes pride in being a God-first, family-owned, patriotic company and is grateful to the thousands of incredible customers who have embraced their small farm values and supported their farm-to-family skincare mission. Folks, head on over to OFPFarms.com and use the promo code Sean. It's SHAWN. Do not spell it wrong. OFPFarms.com, promo code SHAWN. 25% off, ends in 6 days. Get in while the getting's good, because this is going on. Whoever tells you that the promotion's going to end on a specific day, no one does that. They go, may end soon. I'm telling you that this ends in 6 days. Don't miss out. OFPFarms.com. Grab some of this We the People soap. It smells like the preamble to the Constitution. Check it out. OFPFarms.com. We got the lip balm as well, the Goat Kisses lip balm, which is my favorite product. OFPFarms.com. Promo code SHAWN. Next up is a word from our friends over at Patriot Mobile. It's patriotmobile.com/Farash, Farash. I know there are many choices when it comes to who you choose for your cell phone service. They're popping up all over the place. There are so many new ones popping up all the time, but here's the truth. There's only one that boldly stands in the gap for every American that believes that freedom is worth fighting for, and that is Patriot Mobile. For more than 12 years, Patriot Mobile has been on the front lines fighting for our God-given rights and freedoms while also providing exceptional nationwide cell phone service with access to all three of the major networks. Don't just take my word for it. Ask the hundreds of thousands of Americans who have made the switch and are now supporting causes that they believe in simply by joining Patriot Mobile. Switching is easier than ever before. Activate in minutes from the comfort of your own home. Keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Patriot Mobile's all U.S.-based support team is standing by to take care of you. Call 972-PATRIOT today or go to patriotmobile.com/FARASH. Use the promo code FARASH, FARASH, for a free month of service. That is patriotmobile.com/FARASH or call 972-PATRIOT. Promo code FARASH, FARASH. Make the switch today to Patriot Mobile. patriotmobile.com/FARASH. patriotmobile.com/Farash for a free month of service, or promo code FARASH for a free month of service. All right. We're still waiting on this press conference to start in Dallas. I've got a backup feed ready to go just in case it does start. Obviously, a shooting at an ICE facility in Dallas, Texas, from another sniper on the roof. Brutal. So we are waiting. We are waiting. Oh, hold on. Dallas, DALLAS. Waiting for a press conference with conference. I'm just making sure I'm spelling this properly. We're waiting for a press conference to begin with updates on, I would imagine, the status of the officers that were shot. I heard that 3 were attacked and were in critical condition. That's the latest update. So we will get to that in a short while. Once that begins, we'll have the ability to jump to it, I think. And hopefully nobody sounds like robots today. Jimmy Kimmel is still not funny, by the way. That's the other bit of breaking news. Is anybody shocked? Jimmy Kimmel is still not funny. No.
What?
Jimmy Kimmel has never been funny. He may have gotten good ratings at one point, but he is still not funny. And this was him last night. You know, he was supposed to issue an apology. That's not what this was. This was a bunch of groveling, a bunch of pandering. I believe there were fake tears. So everybody take a look at the beginning of Jimmy Kimmel's monologue last night. Now, Sinclair Broadcasting and Nexstar were both not broadcasting this last night, but I want to show it to you so you know what he was saying.
I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human, and that is you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make, but I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other side who I love and remain close to, even though we don't agree on politics at all. I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't. Ever. And also, selfishly, I am a person who gets a lot of threats. I get many ugly and scary threats against my life, my wife, my kids, my coworkers because of what I choose to say. And I know those threats don't come from the kind of people on the right who I know and love. So that's what I wanted to say on that subject. But I don't want to make this about me because, and I know this is what people say when they make things about them, but I really don't. This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this.
You see what he did there? He made it the old free speech argument, right?
Oh, I want to be in a country that allows us to have a show like this.
You're allowed to have it. No, but at what point in time?
His show's back.
His show's back.
Did he get arrested? Did he go to jail?
What the hell is wrong with this
guy? Did he get shot?
Oh, I want to make sure.
Okay, first of all, let's just unpack the whole thing. Why don't we go little by little here, okay? Let's start again.
I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me.
No,
if
it's
you
not.
don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human. And that is,
we'll do it like this.
You understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
All right, I think right there, I think those were fake tears.
Oh, my gosh.
He was groveling.
Yeah.
Okay?
He wasn't sad
if he
before.
really felt that way, exactly. He wasn't sad before. He wasn't sad before. All right, let's continue.
I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was
Okay, wait. Do I have the clip of Kimmel? Oh, he did the both sides thing. Well, he did the both sides. We had him saying, the MAGA's desperately attempting to distance themselves from these guys. So you weren't trying to blame somebody, except you were blaming somebody. All right.
It's really the opposite of the point I was trying to make. But I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other side who I love and remain close to, even though we don't agree on politics at all. I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person.
You don't think the murderer represents anyone? Well, maybe he doesn't, represent anyone formally. What ideology, Jimmy? James! Jimbo! What ideology did he espouse? This is the thing with these guys who do these monologues. They won't answer questions. What ideology did he espouse? Was he a go Trump, MAGA hat wearing, Trump supporting, conservative, patriot? Was he? Because I'll tell you what, if he was in any pictures wearing a MAGA hat, Jimmy Kimmel and everybody, well, this is just the culture that's been festering within MAGA for the last 10 years. You know, that is exactly what they would be saying. You know it. You know that. Right? But when a man who was living with a male to female transitioning furry, whatever you want to call it, whose family said that he was, embracing left-wing ideology, whose classmates at his electrician apprenticeship school said that he was embracing left-wing ideology, whose bullets said that he was embracing left-wing ideology, whose own text messages said that he was embracing left-wing ideology. You are not going to link him to the left, Jimmy Kimmel? Okay. Let's continue.
Who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't.
Now, let me go back a second.
No, we don't agree on politics at all. I don't think
this part's
the murderer
important.
who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't.
Violence is a solution. Do you remember what we talked about last week? 25% of self-identifying very liberal people, self-identifying, meaning they answered the poll. I got polled over the weekend. There was a poll going around Tennessee.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Okay.
I got polled about the governor's race and certain things that were going on.
Oh, okay.
And it was about 15 minutes I spent on the phone with these people. It was a long poll.
Did I know that?
No.
Okay.
I totally forgot until just now, actually. But I got polled last week. Okay. Now, they ask you, how do you identify politically, not gender? When they say that about gender, I hang up on them. We don't go down that. Okay. Or I'll say today I identify as a
platypus.
pony. Today I identify as a platypus.
Oh, wait, we both had a P word.
A duck-billed platypus.
Funny.
Right? No. So, yes, it is funny. So in these polls, when I say self-identifying, the people who are on the phone with these pollsters answer the question to the pollster, right? So 25% of self-identifying liberal or very liberal people, this was a YouGov poll, okay, said that violence is at least somewhat acceptable to achieve their political goals. This shooter who assassinated Charlie Kirk obviously believed the same thing because in his text messages he said, this is the type of hate that can't be negotiated out. Okay. So if violence is the way to achieve your goals, somewhat acceptable or acceptable, 25% of liberal or very liberal people, self-identifying liberal or very liberal people, he's saying that this guy represented people who believe that violence is a solution when it isn't, but your own side is increasingly admitting that it is a solution. We'll go back to Kimmel here.
Who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't. Ever. And also selfishly, I am a person who gets a lot of threats. I get many ugly and scary threats.
All right. Oh, this isn't going to be about me, but I get a lot of threats too, Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'm just going to put it bluntly. Charlie Kirk is dead and you're not. And I don't want Jimmy Kimmel to be dead. What is worse? Getting a lot of threats or getting shot and killed on a college campus because your side, Jimmy, your side of the aisle refuses to admit that the rhetoric is a problem. Refuses. Well, I don't want to make it about me, but I do get a lot of threats, right? I do get a lot of threats. He had to put that in there. I get threats too, It's not just one side. Okay.
It's my life, my wife, my kids, my coworkers, because of what I choose to say. And I know those threats don't come from the kind of people on the right who I know and love. So that's what I wanted to say on that subject. But I don't want to make this about me and I know this is what people say when they make things about them, but I really don't. This show...
Shocking irony.
This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this.
Okay. All right. Okay. We do live in a country that allows you to have a show like this because you were on the air last night, Jimmy. I can't.
That's definitely a fake crowd, too.
Oh,
It's gotta be.
man.
There's not that
yeah,
many
you know,
people
you
in
have
there.
the applause thing up there, and they cue them to make, okay, SEALs, clap. Oh.
You know,
These
Bad
people-
Moon's not there because you don't hear any wahoos.
Oh, my gosh. I'm sitting there going, now, Sinclair Broadcasting wanted an apology. Can you apologize without saying, I'm sorry or I apologize?
No.
He's sitting there going, well, it was not my intention to say that. What was your, okay, what was your intention? How about we do that? Because you're telling me what your intention wasn't. How about you tell us what your motives were?
This is like one of those apologies. It's like, I'm sorry you got mad.
I'm sorry you got mad.
Yeah. Sorry you're so upset about what
You
I
know,
said.
I'm sorry it was taken out of context. We've reached full give me a break territory here. And let's be completely honest. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen here. Once Sinclair and Nexstar, if Sinclair and Nexstar do begin running Jimmy Kimmel's show again, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen here. His ratings are going to go up because it's going to be like a protest, right?
We will tune into Jimmy Kimmel and we'll show Trump and MAGA that he does have an audience.
Okay, tune into Jimmy Kimmel. You know what's going to happen? About a month into that little protest, you're not going to be tuning into Jimmy Kimmel anymore. You know why? Because he's not changing. And his ratings went down over the last, couple of years because he's not funny. And I got news for you. He's still not funny. It's like these, there's people on the MAGA side. I said this in a space last night. Some people got mad at me for saying it. But there are people on the MAGA side who think they can make music. Okay?
Oh.
And maybe this is me not being this is me being like a bad steward of the parallel economy. Fine. You could accuse me of that. But there are people on the MAGA side who think they can make music. Okay? And I'm not talking, Jeremy's got some good stuff, right?
Yeah.
The Rebirth of America, I think is a great song. John Rich, totally different. That's a professional musician. There are people like, these MAGA rappers, everyone's a MAGA rapper, who think they can make music. And I'm not saying all of them are bad. I'm saying that there are some of them who I just think are horrible, right? Not bad people. I just don't think the music is very good.
Right.
So maybe a song will come out and it'll be about the right things and I'll share it, but I will not become a brand new fan of that artist because I don't enjoy their product. Okay? I just don't. I don't think they're a bad person. I don't think they're grifting. I don't think their music is very good. So we show like, all right, we'll push this to number 1 on iTunes, right? But I'm not becoming a lifelong fan of this person unless I enjoy their music. My point is, Jimmy Kimmel is in the same boat. These new ratings that he's going to get, these are not going to be new fans or lifelong fans of Jimmy Kimmel. This is going to be a fad and a trend and a protest that is going to fizzle out. Okay? That's all it's going to be. It's going to be a fad and a protest and a trend that fizzles out. Because why? Because the product is still not good. People are going to be like, wait a minute. I sent my message to the Trump administration. I'm not watching this crap anymore. I've got better things to do. I've got more entertaining things to watch. Jimmy Kimmel and his program, if it does see an increase in ratings, that's the protest. Just understand this. Once the protest and the fad is over, people are going to realize slowly, maybe quickly, hey, this guy's still not funny. I remember why I turned him off in the first place. This guy is not going to become the new icon of the left. His ratings are going to fall again. And it's going to be even funnier to see it because then you're going to see that increase in ratings. It's artificial. It's not real. People aren't tuning into Jimmy Kimmel because they actually enjoy his show. They were tuning into Jimmy Kimmel as a move of defiance. We'll show them. Okay. So you artificially boost his numbers for a few weeks and then they come right back down to where they were because the product remains the same. Right? If a recipe, let's say you're making a sauce.
Ooh.
And the sauce recipe, you follow it to a T and it produces something that tastes real nasty. And you use the same recipe next time, it's still going to taste nasty. Repeating the same behavior and expecting different results is insanity. Jimmy Kimmel's not changing. He just proved that in that little monologue that he did. That piece of his monologue that we just played twice for you. He's not changing. His product is still awful. He's still not funny. He's still not entertaining. And so you're going to hear, I'm telling you, because you're going to see it, there's publicity now. His ratings are going to go up in the short term, and you're going to hear Jimmy Kimmel, Donald Trump is the Streisand effect, and they created a force. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. People turned it off back over the last couple of years for the same reason they're going to turn it off again. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. It's not what people are looking for. And that's going to happen again. And I said this about, folks on our side. All right, if I hear a song and I'm like, all right, this guy gave it their best effort, I will share it. But I'm not going to become a fan of somebody's music if I don't think the music's good. I'm sorry. Jimmy Kimmel's not good at what he does. He's not going to be earning new fans. He's going to be getting short-term support as a symbol of defiance. Is everything okay?
A couple of people have said the audio is not in tune with your voice and in sync with your voice, but I'm not seeing that.
Okay.
It's perfect for me. So I was just checking. Sorry.
I don't know if that's... It should be fine. I'm going to double check now. It should be fine. The audio, I don't have any delay set, so it should be okay.
No, it seems fine.
Maybe I'm just talking real fast and everything's having a hard time catching up. The press conference in Dallas is still not started, so I've got my eye on that, and we will go to it, when it does come up. But the press conference in Dallas has still not started. So that was supposed to begin at the top of the hour. Unfortunately, if I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to speculate. Okay, I don't want to speculate too much. Maybe
we're having a little Biden moment going.
No, yeah, because there's messages coming in from all over the place, and I can't focus on all of them. So
do I need to take over?
No.
Okay.
What I need is a clone who can actually read the messages and then also be able to do the show at the same time. All right. Let's go to let's take a quick break. Let's go to a word. Who we got next? We got Silent. SLNT.com. It's silent.com/SHAWN. Silent. SLNT. SLNT.com/Sean. Silent.com/Sean. SHAWN. Take back your privacy. Go silent today. Let's face it. Your phone is a tracking device. Government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, even cyber criminals, they're all fighting for a piece of your digital footprint, and they don't ask. They just go on and they take it. You see that? Now they're also giving you away a little sweepstakes on there. That is why Silent exists. Protect your data, folks. Protect your privacy. Silent makes Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals, cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, and near-field communications. No signal means no tracking, no remote access, and no breadcrumbs. It's the same technology trusted by special operations teams worldwide, used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure communications wherever the mission leads. And right now, it is available to you to protect your family, protect your freedom, and secure your digital footprint. Just drop your phone in a Silent Faraday sleeve, and it is off the grid for good, completely silent, invisible to the outside world. From their backpacks to sleeves to crossbodies, Silent's patented signal blocking technology gives you control over your privacy. Just visit slnt.com/Sean to save 15% and get free shipping on qualifying orders. That is Silent, slnt.com/SHAWN. Protect your rights, secure your data, and stay one step ahead. That is silent.com, slnt.com. Silence the chaos, silent.com/Sean. 15% off, free shipping on qualifying orders. Go silent today and silence the chaos. Did you see yesterday, the incident with Donald Trump in the escalator at the UN?
I heard about it. I didn't actually see it.
All right, here it is for those who have not seen it. There it is on the screen. There's Trump and Melania. And the escalator stops. And This person's elbow's in the way, but they proceeded to walk up the escalator, as you can see towards the end of that clip. I didn't know what the big deal was. Yes, that one's like, the escalator. I heard him talking about it. After watching it a few times, that's a problem. I'm not even concerned about, the whole show respect to the president. If somebody wants to do something to him and he gets frozen in place like that, that gives them a pretty good opportunity. I don't think that was accidental.
He turned around like he knew they did it on purpose. Did you see his
right.
look
He
on
was
his
like,
face? He was like, oh.
And, there's one thing with your friends, you want to prank. This is a much, much different situation. There needs to be, because I believe that is wholeheartedly a safety issue. And I have to ask again, what the F is Secret Service doing? I'm not saying they could have prevented it. I don't know if they could have prevented it. But remember when Donald Trump was in that restaurant and there were these pro-Palestinian maniacs screaming at him saying Donald Trump is the Hitler of our time. Remember that? And I was like, why is this happening? Secret Service is asleep at the wheel. This is another situation, another one of those situations where, and I don't want to speak it into existence, but I'm just going to, if somebody was there and wanted to take a shot at Donald Trump, he was frozen for a good couple of seconds. Now, I don't know if the area is secured. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe there was no threat. That needs to be investigated. That needs to be investigated. Wanda may be right, says, I think whoever did it thought it would be funny to watch him fall. Maybe that was it. But, could you think about for a second, are they testing the waters? Are they pushing the envelope to see, how far they can go? Are they just doing everything they can to see what they can get away with? There needs to be an investigation into what happened with this escalator. At first, I was like, all right, come on. We're focusing on something so trivial. I don't believe it's trivial anymore. I don't. And I do believe that was done on purpose. I do believe that was done on purpose. Now they're saying, D. Clues is saying Trump's photographer hit the button. I mean, if that's what happened, that's what happened. But it can't happen. Period. All right. I want to get to a quick word from our friends over at goldencrestmetals.com/LFA, delivered by the great Jeremy Harrell.
Hey everybody, Jeremy Harrell here. Look, I want to talk to you a little bit about gold and silver. When I was a kid, I always wondered what Fort Knox must look like. And when I was a kid, I always envisioned that when you would walk into Fort Knox, you would see just gold everywhere, literally raining gold, kind of like what you see behind me right now. Unfortunately, as a grown-up, I don't have that kind of imagination anymore, and I don't even have that much trust that Fort Knox has the 5,000 tons of gold that we're supposed to have there. Meaning that decades ago, we went off the gold standard in this country, which took the value of our dollar down to just mere pennies. And since our federal government doesn't want to go back to a gold standard currency, then it's time to us to take matters into our own hands. Have you ever thought about buying gold and silver? Have you ever thought about taking portions of your IRA or your 401k or your nest egg or your savings and putting it into gold and silver, either all or a portion of it? Have you ever wanted to purchase silver like this in bullion or premium? I know I do. And I know I wanted to take matters back into my own hands, which is why I have worked with Golden Crest Metals to do that. GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA is going to be your go-to, absolutely transparent and trusted partner. Now, you can go to that website or you can call 888-308-4202. And what the good thing about this is they're going to guide you. They're going to talk to you. They're going to guide you. They're going to give you all the answers to your questions. And there's going to be no hidden fees. It's completely transparent. No hidden fees, no pressure, no surprise markups whatsoever. Clients get to see everything before they purchase. They've even agreed to lower the minimum investment to the LFA audience in order to make sure that everybody has access to this. Free IRA storage, free insured shipping, and a full range of precious metals from gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. And if it's easier for you to just maybe click a QR code, well, guess what? We've got that available for you too. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Click this QR code on your screen, and it'll take you right there. goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. Again, goldencrestmetals.com/LFA, or call 888-308-4202 today to reach these guys. They're going to be a great partner for you, just as they have been for me, and we absolutely recommend here at LFA TV, goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
That's goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. Thank you, Jeremy and Golden Crest Metals, for being a part of the show. I see some people on the in the chat talking about the Tylenol thing. Let me. I had that clip. I was going to do that clip yesterday. I want to go to Donald Trump giving remarks about Tylenol. And by the way, I don't necessarily think it's Tylenol, although in 2017, Tylenol themselves posted on Twitter that they don't recommend that pregnant women take their product. Mm-hmm. It's acetaminophen is the generic drug, and that seems to be where the connection to autism is. But here are those remarks for those who are curious about the whole Tylenol.
Tylenol.
The clip is Tylenol.
Tylenol during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever, that you feel you can't tough it out, you can't do it. I guess there's that. It's a small number of cases, I think. But if you can't tough it out, if you can't do it, that's what you're going to have to do. You'll take a Tylenol, but it'll be very sparingly. It can be something that's very dangerous to the woman's health. In other words, a fever that's very, very dangerous, and ideally a doctor's decision, because I think you shouldn't take it. And you shouldn't take it during the entire pregnancy. They may tell you that toward the end of the pregnancy, you shouldn't take it during the entire. And you shouldn't give the child the Tylenol every time he's born and he goes and has a shot. You shouldn't give a Tylenol to that child. All pregnant women should talk to their doctors for more information about limiting the use of this medication while pregnant. So ideally, you don't take it at all. But if you can't tough it out, if there's a problem, you're going to end up doing it.
He also went on to mention that he wants the vaccines like measles, mumps, and rubella to be separated into separate vaccinations to stagger them. RFK Jr., I believe, agrees with that as well. Not to get all your vaccinations at once. It's too much for the body to process. And then that they will be releasing these findings about... Again, Tylenol is the brand. Acetaminophen is the generic drug. Now, again, it's important to know that because acetaminophen is in things like Excedrin. So if you're pregnant and you've got a headache, a migraine, and you're taking Excedrin, you are exposing yourself and, of course, the fetus to acetaminophen. So there is all of that as well. The radical left, what I want to show you here, the radical left, they have no shame and no filter when it comes to incendiary rhetoric, okay? They have no shame and no filter when it comes to incendiary rhetoric. I want to go to, let's do Jasmine Crockett, shall we? Here's Jasmine Crockett talking about Charlie Kirk. This is after he's been assassinated. And after 58 Democrats voted no on a resolution honoring Charlie Kirk in the House of Representatives.
Talking about a resolution that came before the House this past week honoring Charlie Kirk. And there were 58 Democrats who voted against it. You were one.
Yeah,
why?
Absolutely. You know what? One of the things I do want to point out that's not been laid out that honestly hurts my heart is when I saw the no votes, there were only 2 Caucasians. For the most part, the only people that voted no were people of color because the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk continuously put out there was rhetoric that specifically targeted people of color. And so it is unfortunate that even our colleagues could not see how harmful his rhetoric was specifically to us. And I can tell you that a month prior to him passing away, he had actually gotten out on his podcast. I wasn't aware of this at the time, but he got out there and he was talking negatively about me directly. So if there was any way that I was going to honor somebody who decided that they were just going to negatively talk about me and proclaim that I was somehow involved in the great white replacement, yeah, I'm not honoring that kind of stuff, especially as a civil rights attorney and understanding how I got to Congress, knowing that there were people that died, people that were willing to die, that worked to make sure that voices like mine could exist in this place. So to me, just like we wanted to make sure that those Confederate relics were taken down, the idea of a new age relic being propped up was something that I just could not subscribe to. And it is unfortunate that more of my colleagues, even on my side of the aisle, could not see.
All right, enough. New age relics. Did you hear that? Yeah. So Charlie Kirk, putting up a statue of Charlie Kirk or honoring Charlie Kirk is now the same thing as putting up a statue of, and by the way, I have no problem with Confederate statues. None. But they want to say that that's evil and you're celebrating evil and celebrating slavery. But I want to point back to something else that she said. She said that the no votes on the resolution honoring Charlie Kirk were almost exclusively and unanimously people of color. Okay? You guys heard that, right? You heard what she said? They were almost all people of color. All right. I want you to flip that. And let's say there was a resolution honoring John Lewis, right? Iconic civil rights, voting rights guy. Or, St. George, as Andrew Wilkow calls him, George Floyd, right? St. George. I love that. He calls him St. George. He says, George Floyd ascended to the heavens and then they burned down cities. St. George. A resolution condemning the death of St. George, right? George Floyd. Could you imagine if nearly exclusively and unanimously all of the no votes, if there were no votes, were white people, what the media would be saying? Jasmine Crockett, what she doesn't realize what she's doing there, is telling on herself that her party is full of racists. Mm-hmm. The racial divide is on the left. Why are all these black people voting against a resolution condemning the death of Charlie Kirk? And if the shoe was on the other foot and a person of color was assassinated in cold blood and a bunch of white people refused to vote yes on a resolution condemning it, what would CNN and Dana Bash be saying? What would they be saying? The violence, the division, the vitriol, the venom, it all comes from the radical left. There was a shooting over the weekend at an ABC affiliate in Sacramento, California. First thing I thought about was, all right, well, who would be upset with with ABC over the last couple? Who would be upset with ABC? The radical left, maybe, because they took Jimmy Kimmel off the air. Okay, well, I didn't want to say this shooter must have been. Definitely, we didn't know, but we've got new evidence. Sacramento County District Attorney, I can't pronounce, Thean Ho, said the note is circumstantial evidence that Hernandez Santana, the shooter, had a political motive. Oh, okay. The man charged with shooting up an ABC affiliate station in Sacramento, California, left a note that stated that Trump officials were, quote unquote, next in reference to the Charlie Kirk assassination. This comes after Anibal Hernandez Santana, 64 years old, has been charged on firearms and assault counts. National Review reported that a handwritten note left behind by Hernandez Santana, stated, quote, "For hiding Epstein and ignoring red flags, do not support Patel, Bongino, and AG Pam Bondi. They're next," indicating the officials were, quote, "next after the Charlie Kirk assassination." The note was signed CK with the next word stating "from above." Sacramento County District Attorney Thien Ho said the note is circumstantial evidence that Hernandez Santana had a political motive, which is true. Quote, "We're still looking at investigating the case, but he chose a very particular target, and with the notes that he left behind and the target in place and the recent dismissal of the Jimmy Kimmel show, I think there's circumstantial evidence there to show that this was politically motivated crime by this individual." Is this a right-winger that wants to kill Donald Trump and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino and Pam Bondi and shooting up the ABC affiliate?
No.
Okay. Are we seeing this trend yet?
Yeah.
The violence is coming from the left. The violence is coming from the left. Okay. Next example. New Hampshire. At a country club in New Hampshire, a man was arrested. I'm sorry, not arrested. Was he arrested? Let me see. Killed somebody at this New Hampshire country club.
He better be arrested.
And he yelled, he was arrested. There's his mugshot. "Free Palestine." Oh, wait a second. Free Palestine? Where the have I heard that one before? Oh, that's right. It's very popular among the left and the woke right, which is essentially the left. Man yelled, "Free Palestine," arrested for opening fire on a New Hampshire country club and killing one. Folks, the Free Palestine movement is a terrorist movement, period. Okay? Free Palestine is the English version of Aloha Snack Bar, okay? It is. These people are committing acts of violence, death, while saying Free Palestine. Right? Just like your radical Muslim terrorist does the Aloha Snack Bar before blowing himself up in a strip mall. Free Palestine, this is a terrorist movement, period. Not to mention the fact that they actually support Hamas, who, by the way, if there's one thing I can criticize Donald Trump on, and I'm not doing this because I want to criticize Donald Trump. I'm doing this because I believe it's worth noting. How many more final warnings are we going to get for Hamas? How many more final warnings? And I am not in any way, shape, or form advocating that the United States gets involved and goes in boots on the ground and does anything in Israel or Gaza. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying it's time for Trump to say, "I'm done with the warnings, and whatever Israel does, they do." Because how many more? We have heard this at least 5 or 6 times from Hamas. No. We'll release the hostages. And then in a few weeks, they don't. And I said this. Don't be surprised in a couple of weeks after they say, please, they don't release the hostages. They still have not released the hostages. It has been 8 months negotiating with these savages. You cannot negotiate with terrorists. You can only exterminate terrorists. Take them all out, Hamas. I'm not saying every Palestinian. I'm saying those who are a part of the terrorist militant group known as Hamas. All of them need to be exterminated and removed from the region. All of them. And I have said that since October 8th, 2023. Hamas has to go. No more final warning. This is my final warning. Release the hostages or there's going to be hell to pay. No more final warnings. It's time to get the job done. Because if you make 5 final warnings, you're no better than Obama, who said, this is the line in the sand. Okay, wait. This is the line in the sand. Oh, you crossed that one too? This is the line in the sand. Oh, you crossed that one too. This is the line in the sand. Stop doing that. Stop. If they cross the line, they get the consequences. No more final warnings, because if every time you make a new final warning every couple of weeks, then the warning isn't actually final. Other than that, I mean, I believe Donald Trump is handling just about everything well, but no more. I'm tired of seeing, final warning, release them or there's going to be an issue. I'm going to do no more. Stop. They're not going to honor their word. It is time to turn around, look the other way, handle some stuff in our country, and let Israel handle business. because they can. And Hamas had ample opportunity. They had so many chances to not have this outcome. It is time to erase them. No more final warnings. Okay. A quick break. I am looking to see. Let's see. Has that press conference started yet? No. Okay. So that's all right. It's up there. I was just looking. I wanted to make sure, because if it's there, we were going to go to it. Very important story this morning. My Patriot Supply, mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned, mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. It is National Preparedness Month here in the month of September. It's officially fall. It's Eli's birthday, and it's National Preparedness. Were you prepared for Eli's birthday at mypatriotsupply.com? I don't know. Maybe you were. Maybe you weren't. Brennan wasn't.
I wasn't.
It is National Preparedness Month. They got a $500 shopping spree giveaway going on at mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned as well. It's also the perfect time to ask yourself some questions like, how much food do you have on hand for emergencies? How would you get clean water if the tap went dry tomorrow? What would you do if a storm knocked out the power for a week? If you're anything like me, there is some room for improvement on all of this. Luckily, our friends at My Patriot Supply are making disaster preparedness easier and more affordable than ever by giving you over $1,500 worth of emergency food and preparedness gear absolutely free. They just launched their Preparedness Month Mega Kit, and it includes a full year of emergency food, a water filtration system that can purify almost any water source, a solar backup generator, and a whole lot more. But here's the best part. If you go to mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned, you can get 90 preparedness essentials totaling over $1,500. Absolutely free. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned for full details. That is mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. If a major disaster struck tomorrow, would you be ready? It's a good question to ask yourself. If the answer is, I don't really know, check it out. There's over 90 items totaling over $1,500. They can be yours for free today. For this month only, 6 days left. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned for full details. mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. Okay. We don't have a press conference yet, so that is all right, and I'm sure that will happen at some point. I want to go to this exchange. Remember, always watching you, Rashida Tlaib. I want to go to this exchange that she had with Byron Donalds. Right? This was some crazy stuff. Here you go.
Stand up against this fascist takeover. That's not a bad word. It's a fact. And
she's talking about Kimmel, by the way.
Fascist takeover. It is so incredibly important, Mr. Chair, that this committee does not allow rhetoric that defames and or paints Washington, D.C. in a way that you all haven't really truly seen. You're just reading it. No, you're just reading it or something off of some.
Will the gentlelady yield to a question?
Yeah, I think it's really important.
Will the gentlelady yield?
No, I don't yield. I don't even have time. I can tell you.
Your time's expired.
It is expired, but Mr. Chair. But you all live here, and you're not telling people the beautiful parts that you do see in our nation's capital. And no, it's just wrong how we're doing.
Chairman, I think it's insane that the gentlelady doesn't have an argument, but she's going to refer to me and some of my colleagues.
Mr. Donald,
we were from the Third Reich. This is insane. It's insane.
15-year-olds as a bunch of criminals?
It's insane. Do I look like a member of the Third Reich to you, Mr.
Lee?
Is that what I look like to you?
You're the one taking your voting card.
Is that what you think? Is that what you think? Is that what you think?
No, that's unethical.
I think it's radical and I think it's insane. And I'll respect everything that you say. But to say something like that to myself and a lot of my colleagues is way out of line. It's way out of line. It's way out of line.
Regular order, Mr.
Way out of line.
Regular order.
That's okay. But it's okay, right?
That is not how it goes.
It's okay, right?
You hold yourself accountable before you talk about
Hold myself accountable. Hold your own self accountable. How about that? Hold your own self accountable. How about that?
Free DC and make sure you vote with your own voting card. Don't be giving it to somebody else.
All right, time.
Referring to Byron Donalds. That's interesting, right? As a member of the Third Reich. For those of you who don't know, Byron Donalds is black. I don't think black people were very popular in the Third Reich.
No.
And I'm glad he did. You know what? I don't like when people play the race card. I hate it. But I'm glad he did it. Because you see how she got offended when he said that? He said, do I look like a member of the Third Reich to you? Is that what you're saying? Oh, come on. Basically saying, oh, come on, don't play the race card. It's all you people do on the left is play the race card. You don't like it when Byron Donalds plays by your rules? Too bad. You made him. Pass your own test for once. Another word from our friends at tryarmra.com/LFA TV, TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV. You know I'm always on the lookout for ways to strengthen my immunity, strengthen my gut health, improve my fitness and metabolism, and enhance my skin and hair radiance. That is what Armra Colostrum can do for you and more. Colostrum is the first nutrition that we receive in life, contains all the essential nutrients our bodies need in order to thrive. You can help reactivate your hair growth and help your skin glow. You can fortify your gut health and ignite your metabolism. And you can help fuel your fitness performance and recovery. You can do all that and more for a nice 15% off at tryarmra.com/LFA TV. That's TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV. Tryarmra.com/Lima Foxtrot Alpha Tango Victor for 15% off of your first order. That's TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV. One thing, and then we have to do some mow, right?
Yeah, we got a lot of mow.
A lot of mow. A lot of mowing. All right. Violence is increasing on the left. And wouldn't you know it? But do you guys know The Atlantic, the publication, The Atlantic? They were the ones who came out with the suckers and losers hoax. They were the ones who, the whole Pete Hegseth and Signalgate thing. The Atlantic is not a right-wing outlet. It's a left-wing outlet. Even The Atlantic is admitting that left-wing violence is on the rise. The left-leaning Atlantic has reported that left-wing terrorism is on the rise. Folks, it's actually their headline. Take a look at this right here at Post Millennial. They snapped a picture of the headline. If it'll load, there it is. The Atlantic, left-wing terrorism is on the rise. Because it is. We've been talking about it. They said there have been more terror attacks from left-wing ideologues than the right in recent years. The outlet reported their research focuses only on incidents of terrorism, which is defined as attacks or plots by a non-state actor attempting to achieve a political end and exert a psychological influence on a broad population. The data set the outlet used includes the types of weapons used, the intended targets, the number of fatalities, and the ideology of the perpetrators. The report cited the election of Donald Trump as a marker for rising tide in left-wing violence. Also tried to downplay the amount of violence from the left that has taken place. But even the left is admitting, or at least starting to admit, that the violence is on their side. All right, here's our hedgehog. This is Mo, okay? Now, Crazy Mo McGroin sent us some really cool gifts recently, these towels, and she actually sent us a towel with Mo on it, and it's the hedgehog, and he's saying, Ungoverned, right on there. So we thank Mo as well for that. It was very nice, and a bunch of other stuff she sent us, but that was some really good stuff. So thank you to Crazy Mo. We appreciate it. Folks, Jeremy Harrell is coming up next here on rumble.com/LFA TV. Head over to rumble.com/LFA TV. And follow the channel. You can also go to the LFA TV website, the LFA TV store. Click on the LFA TV store tab. You can get everything that there is to offer right here at the LFA TV store as well. Or you can go to jeremyharrell.com/store, jeremyharrell.com/store. On that note, Jeremy Harrell is up next. We will be back here tomorrow, same time, same place, rumble.com/LFA TV. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll be back here tomorrow. Remember, good night, everybody. Bang, gavel. And thank you for your attention to this matter.